SPI personal training certification. What are the requirements to become an internationally certified personal trainer, which is level 3 and level 4 or category A. So in SPI, all the material required by reps are included to become a personal trainer, are included in the advanced weight training technique and the training for health and fitness in these two courses. In addition, you're required to have a CPR AED, then internship, and then there is a practical exam. So I'm going to explain all these step by step. Each course, what you're going to learn in it, how it's divided, how's the schedule, how the exams, most of the questions that people ask before taking the decision if they want to enroll in such a program. All right? But I want to also say that all certification have an expiry date. What is an expiry date? I will explain as well. But for those who want to have a diploma in personal training, a professional personal trainer diploma from SPI, if you complete a series of courses, specialty courses, and you're able to pass all of them and finish them, then you can receive a diploma without an expiry date called Professional Personal Trainer Diploma. What am I talking about? Let's start with the personal training certification. So, advanced weight training technique, it is the practical part of personal training. Again, you don't need to start in the training for health and fitness or advanced. You can start in any of those two courses. However, the material are distributed within these two courses. In this course, you learn the technique about the exercises. We start by the anatomical, biomechanical terms. We learn also the name of the bones. We learn the name of the muscles, and then how the muscles move the joint. And then after that, how to take this into practice. How do you coach the exercises? And this requires communication skills. How to give feedback to your client. How to organize the wording and the method of explaining. You don't just want to show an exercise, you need to show and tell. So how do you organize this by exercise name, and then the detail of starting position, and then detail of the performance of the exercise before talking about the tips, important tips, and then talking about the breathing technique. And this is where motivation comes in. All right, of course, it differs how you communicate with a beginner client, intermediate client, and advanced client. So all this we teach it throughout the course, and then after that we ask you to do role playing. One person will take the coach role and the other person will take the client role, and you switch. Why? Because a lot of gap usually happen between knowing and doing. So we want to make sure that the knowledge that you acquired, you're able to apply it and practically teach those exercises and correct properly. But now, when you learn the exercises, not only the weight training exercise, but also the stretching exercise, the question becomes, how can we put this into a program? And this is what we teach in the training for health and fitness. In the training for health and fitness, we start with physiology, basic physiology, and of course, exercise physiology, because this is the knowledge we require to actually understand the different part of the program. And then we talk about nutrition, specifically carbohydrate. The big misconception about carbohydrate. People think carbohydrate is good, other people say it's bad. What kind of carbohydrate and how it relates into muscle building and, of course, weight loss specifically. And then we start with the exercise for fat burning. Exercise for fat burning is part of cardio. So people, to be healthy, we talk about the cardiovascular system, how to measure the heart rate, how to put the different speeds and intensity for people to get that benefit. But what if they want to burn fat? Are they supposed to run, jog, or walk? How about interval training or HIIT? High intensity interval training. And there is a big confusion regarding these topics. And the answer, it is all correct as long as you cover the minimum, and it depends on the fitness level. So how can we evaluate the fitness level of our client to give them the best program that fits them? This is something we're going to talk about. And also we talk about the program for stretching. Of course, how to warm up, how to cool down, but also how to stretch. Some people stretch with hard intensity. Other people say, no, it's supposed to be more relaxing. We breathe, we wait 30 seconds or 50 seconds or 15 seconds. Okay, all of these depends on the fitness level and what your client wants and which muscle you're stretching. After that, we talk about weight training. The big question, what is the right weight? Is the weight for female the same for male? Which intensity? What is the proper weight? Should we put lighter weight, do more repetition, or heavier weight with less repetition? How long are we supposed to rest between sets? Some people say like 30 seconds. Other people rest for 45. I know people who rest for 1.5 minutes and some people rest for 3 minutes, even 5. They are all doing the right thing. It depends on their target. What kind of training? Is it about powerlifting or bodybuilding or toning? Okay, or actually they are just beginner, intermediate, or advanced. It all depends. How would we know? Of course, this is something we discuss in the course. And on top of that, we have fitness testing. In some countries, we give in SPI the fitness testing as part of the advanced weight training technique. In other countries, part of the training for health and fitness. Remember, the material are all the same, covered within the 2 courses. The distribution is just different. In fitness testing, we evaluate the cardiovascular fitness, we evaluate the flexibility, we evaluate body composition, of course, muscular strength and muscular endurance. It helps you to know the fitness level of your client, and it helps you also to decide what kind of program you're going to put for them. So at the end of the training for health and fitness, you have a project where you put a program for 4 months, someone starting as a beginner, becoming an intermediate, and reaching an advanced level. So this is taking the theory into practice. Now you know how to design a program, write goals, you set the goals and all of this, long-term, short-term, and all the science behind it. At the same time, you know how to coach the exercise and teach them and correct them. Now you're ready for your personal training certification. So let me give you a little bit more detail regarding the exam and passing grade and all of this. Whenever we have live session, like live Zoom sessions or live in gym, attendance is a must. This is an international requirement, and without it, you cannot complete the process. Okay, so attendance is very important on the specific dates that we set, and we tell you that it's part of the course. Another thing, the exam. Okay, each course have its own exam. Exams usually multiple choice, true and false, short answers. We will be telling you exactly what to memorize, what are the written part, okay, and what to spend time most on, because these are the information you're going to require to be able to apply all the science into practice. Passing grade for the exam is 70%, but don't worry. If you follow with us the process, we will take you step by step, day by day, week by week, how to reach the end with completing this process without difficulty. And remember, with the edutainment part of SPI teaching, where we really make the learning more fun and give you a lot of examples, life examples, to understand exactly why are you studying this and where you apply it. And by adding more repetition, you're going to find that by the end of the course, you have already memorized the most important parts. Okay? And the assignments, like the project, writing a program, this is an assignment. So actually, this is the practical part of a course where you have to write program design for your client, right? So also, this is not pass or fail. We keep on telling you how to correct it. Okay, I meant this is not a graded project. It's actually pass or fail, where we keep on telling you how to correct and what to do right until you complete the process. And this is done privately, meaning we know each person what they understood and what they didn't, so we tell them what thing to work on next. So all this is very well guided, so to reach a point where you really understand the process of designing a program. So check this out. Whenever you register for a course in SPI, we send you a schedule. In this schedule, when you look at it, you see first live Zoom, you see self-study, and you see live in gyms, and you have exam dates. So what are these different dates? Make sure you check the country, because also the time that we mention is based on the country, okay? And so when we say live Zoom session, this is where we meet live on Zoom. We will send you a link where at the specific time you join that link, and usually the session is for about 1.5 to 2 hours. And what do we do in this session? We tell you what's coming next. What is the system in detail? What is the next session? What to expect in the upcoming week on the different dates. And then after that, we do a review for previous sessions, and then open time for Q&A. As many questions as you have, so that we make sure that you understood well whatever you have studied. Where? In the self-study. The self-study, there are links that are sent to you on specific dates that you watch it according to your own time. The beautiful thing is flexibility in time. So maybe you want to watch it in the morning, maybe in the evening. A session would be around 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours, depends on the lecture. But you can watch half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. You can watch it all and then repeat it again. That's what many people do. It helps them to study and memorize and understand more. So this is up to you. The most important part is to finish the link before the next link would come. Because if you leave things at the end, there is no way you can absorb all the information and watch all these links at the same time. And usually after 2, 3, or 4 links, depending again on the topic, we meet live on Zoom, where we do a review. We tell you again what are the most important things to memorize, so that it's not, a lot at the end of the course, and that's going to help you get better grade at the exam and give you example of the question that you might receive from that part. Okay, and tell you how this is actually applied. And of course, we do Q&A to make sure that you understood this part before the course will continue. And then at the end, we tell you what are the next things you're gonna be learning. So guided all the way through. And every part have live in gym, because again, we want to take the knowledge and apply it into practice. So on the specific dates, we tell you the timing and where the location, and where it's going to be live in the gym to apply the practical part of personal training. Once you're done with training for health and fitness and advanced weight training, now you have the time for internship. Internship is we get together and then review all the material you have learned throughout the 3.5 months to make sure that now you can take it into practice. So you have learned bits and pieces, put it together, but now let's put the both courses together. So we want to make sure that you know how to put a warm-up, you know how to actually do a cardio session, you know how to put a weight training program, beginner, intermediate, advanced, do the stretching, actually explain the exercises, put it into a program very fast. And by doing this review and practice, now you're ready for your practical exam, which is a session of personal training, applying what you have learned before. By completing this, now you receive the personal training certification. So, advanced weight training technique completed, you get a certificate. Training for health and fitness completed, you get a certificate. By completing both, and make sure during this time you are finishing your CPR AED certificate. What is CPR AED? It is like the first aid if someone have a cardiac arrest. What do you do to help save their life until really the med will arrive? Okay, you call the ambulance and all of this. So this is the CPR, the breathing, the counting. And then the AED is the electric machine that actually help to save people's life. You can find it in many places. In certain countries is a must. So if you see the AED machine, you need to know how to use it. You put the electrodes and it checks the heart rate and gives the electricity that's required actually to save people's life. So these are a requirement for any person who want to hold a personal training certification. It's done throughout one day, easily done. This is not part of SPI, so you have to check where the CPR AED. We will guide you if you don't know where, but once you complete those, all of them, and you finish the practical exam, now you receive the certificate for personal training, which is level 3 and level 4. Now, in certain countries, if SPI works with EREPS, you'll be registered in EREPS. If you are in the UAE, then you get a certificate with REPS UAE logo, and now you can take both certificate, all 3 certificates, the advanced weight training, training for health and fitness with the personal training, and register yourself in the Reps UAE. Okay, and then you will have the Reps UAE logo. In the UAE, some people call the personal training level 3, but now it's also called category A. Different naming in different countries, but it's all about the personal training. Same standard, same material, same information, different naming. That's it. Okay. Now, one thing that's very important, on the certificate, you will see an expiry date. That is something that is international, or all international certification. There is an expiry date. In SPI, the expiry date is after 3 years. ACSM is 3 years. In Reps UAE, you have to check. I believe it's some people 1 year, other people is 2 years. Okay. And E-Reps is a yearly thing. The renewal process is the same. What differs is the number of hours. What am I talking about? See, internationally, we know that when a person is certified in personal training, they studied for 4 months, they have a lot of knowledge, they have studied a lot, but this is still considered an entry qualification. It's not us who's saying this. This is considered in Reps as entry qualification. Entry to the business of personal training. It doesn't mean you have acquired all the knowledge, and it doesn't mean the knowledge that you have, it's enough. To make sure that you're updating your knowledge, you're actually specializing in more knowledge and reaching higher and higher level, all organizations require you to continue studying. And in SPI, to renew your certificate, you are needed to acquire 45 CECs, continuing education credit. In the UAE, they call it CPDs, continuing professional development. What is it? Each 1 hour of CEC or CPD is equivalent to 1 hour of study. So if we say 45 CEC or CPD, it means 45 hours of studies in 3 years. Of course, if it's in Reps, you need to check. Maybe they require 10 hours per year or 20 hours in 2 years. Each organization, each system, but it's have their own counting, but it's the same process. So what is 45 hours in 3 years? It's like 15 hours per year. It's just 1 weekend. You can acquire it in courses online. So it's not something hard to acquire as long as you have the system and understand that you need to continue developing yourself. If you like the SPI education system and the method that we teach and how we divide the material and actually take things into practice and the analysis, this is something we really work on in SPI, is how you analyze the information to actually take the science and apply it to your client based on the specific case that they need. And you want to continue the education with us, we have specialty courses and we have workshops. What's the difference between specialty courses and workshop? Specialty courses are just like the personal training course. It's where you specialize in a topic: nutrition, sports nutrition, post-rehabilitation training, okay, lifestyle, fitness coaching. It's a specific topic, but the course would have an examination at the end, or a project, or both. And then once you pass and you finish, you get a certificate of achievement. These are specialty courses, okay, and you specialize in that topic, okay, and it makes you a higher standard personal trainer. The workshop usually are more practical, okay, so it's usually no exams, it's like 1 day, a lot of exercises, you take ideas, you can apply it, very valuable, very important, but you don't have an examination at the end, so you get a certificate of attendance, meaning you attended. Both will give you the hours of continuing education. Mostly specialty courses give you, usually they are longer, so they give you more CECs. Workshops are 6 hours, 7 hours, 4 hours. They give you less, but it helps you to acquire the 45 CECs or CPDs. So if you're someone who's looking to keep on developing and reach to the sky, way up high, SPI will be waiting for you in our specialty courses and workshop. Wonderful.